Yes, good afternoon. I'm audible to you. Please respond. Can you listen me? Yes or no? Okay. Why only 32 members joined? I'm waiting for them only. Still 33 only. Okay. So let's start. Let them join later. Okay. So in the last class we have started chapter number 3, right? So in chapter number 3 we have seen the Raspberry Pi. We are discussing Raspberry Pi. If you compare your Raspberry Pi and then the Arduino board, obviously the specifications wise or any wise, a Raspberry Pi will have the greater variable and greater specifications when compared to the Arduino. Okay. So anyhow, after this chapter, you can compare all those things, with all those two this boards, so that you can get understand or idea you'll be getting. Okay, so we have gone through different types of Raspberry Pi models. Can you మాట్లాడకడం okay, so yeah, different types of Raspberry Pi means the models we have seen, right? So from 2012 to 2019 we have discussed different types of model, right? So like Raspberry Pi, the first model, first generation, and then modified version of that Raspberry 2 model, okay, and then 3 model, okay. Finally we discussed the Raspberry Pi model 4. Raspberry Pi model 4 is recently came into the market in 2019, okay. June 2019 it came. Before your corona it came, right? Yeah. So is very important because they introduced here 4K resolution. They introduced two USB cable slot. Okay, so USB 0.2 and means 3.0 and 2.0. Again, they extended the internet capacity. Okay, Wi-Fi model they have changed. Okay, Bluetooth version also they have changed, and also they introduced C port, right? That is what another important. All these things they have again they have used two micro slots, HDMI ports. Two different slots they have given, and those two are the micro slots. Okay, these are the different modifications they have done to previous version of the Raspberry Pi. And no, this is what the structure we have seen, right? You should know this is very important because what are there on the board of this Raspberry Pi. So this is what the internet Ethernet port, okay, the module in terms of gigabytes operating. So here Ethernet port will be here. This is what the Ethernet port where you can connect your net. Okay, so using the Wi-Fi you can module, you can use your internet, you can get it. Similarly, we have discussed this is what the USB port. This is another USB port. Both are USB port. One is USB 3.0, other one is USB 2.0. Okay, so these ports are very fast. You can, you can send data right with higher rate. Okay, so you can always connect your data, or you can upload your data, insert your data from these two ports. Similarly, if your project is required like any audio clips, okay. Now, if you want to, give the audio clips to the board, then this is the slot where you can give. So this is what the audio port. So this is what the audio port. Similarly, if you want to read any data or any image from the like your cameras, okay, then you can connect here your this that is called your camera ports. Okay, so this is what camera ports. Like that, I told you two different micro slots they have given, okay, for HMI and HDMI port. So these are the two different HDMI ports. Two are micro in size, and both are supporting 4K display. Okay, 2 into 4K display. Both are supporting 4K display. Resolution power is very high. Hence, your picture quality will be very good when compared to the HD. Similarly, this is what the power slot. Okay, so the power supply can be given by this. Here you can use your adapter, or you can use your laptop to connect your means to give the power with the help of the charger. So you can also use your charger, but your charger should not supply more than 5 volts, or it should not be having more than 3 amperes of current. Like that you can give the power. Similarly, you can here you can give means this is the display port. So we can find out here is display port, and this is what this one, this is what the micro slot. So micro SD card memory card is there. So memory card you have to insert there. Similarly, this is what the Bluetooth version 5 means. Here the Bluetooth slot is this one. So version 5 they are using in the Raspberry Pi 4, but this is what the Bluetooth slot. And now if you see this, all these 40 are different 40 pins are there. So all these things are the pins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 up to 20 is above and below is 20. So total top and bottom both are having 20, 40 pins are there. General purpose input output pins. Similarly, this is what the microprocessor. Okay, so processor is there. So like that, we had different types of ports on Raspberry Pi that we have seen. Yes, this is look like previous one. After that, we need to discuss about the developing on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, now if you see your Arduino board, the number of variable in Arduino board is very less when compared to the Raspberry Pi. Obvious thing here is many things, if you compare, so many things are greater advantage in the Raspberry Pi. Means we can have more number of variable, we are having maximum memory, we are having much RAM size. Okay, all these things are giving the advantages, and Wi-Fi models are updated. Okay, and also two micro slots are providing here. USB cable, USB ports are two here. All these things are the very much advantage. And if you see the variable in the Raspberry Pi is much more when compared to the Arduino Hence here, whenever you are going to have number of variable more, then you can do things more using the Raspberry Pi. So definitely you are going to, use it for many purpose. That is what the number of variable on Raspberry Pi are much greater. Okay, it's very much greater. That is why, and there is a much more of emphasis on big able to do things on alternative way. So we can do much more things. Okay, because we are going to have much more variables on the board. That is why we can go to see here Raspberry Pi you can use for any project. Okay, because it's a kind of mini computer. It's acting as a mini computer, so that you can use it for any educational purpose for your project and all. But still, till now we did not get all the words. See, it will go long, because in 2012 it came, right? And then after that it brought one of the version is to in 2014, and then 2015, then 2018, and then 19, so on. Means still it is going to, it is under developing. So people are developing many things of this Raspberry Pi. So remember one thing here, Arduino, if you talk, Arduino is mainly for like IoT device or IoT purpose. But if you talk about Raspberry Pi is for the educational purpose. That is what I told in the beginning. So Raspberry Pi design for the main purpose of Raspberry Pi is the educational purpose. Means people can use it and they can finish their work. Okay, they can complete their project works and all those things can be done. Okay, so but seriously, if you want to, Raspberry Pi for educational purpose, or if you want to connect, or if you want to give the connection, or if you want to, get the result, means you should go and read your guidance, or you can go and read the user guides or user manual, because they have provided the team, the Raspberry Pi team, the manufacturer of Raspberry Pi has released, or they have given a kind of manual that you can go and then you can read to those manuals, so that you will be getting the more informations, how to wiring and how to connect. Okay, how to handle all those things you are going to get from those modules. So that is what you have to do. So if anything want to do more and more, how to follow the instruction, or the user manual what they have given for the Raspberry Pi. Once you are familiar, you can easily use all those things, right? Right. That. And next one is operating system. So as you know, the Raspberry Pi is running on operating system. It is required the operating system here. Now, if you talk about operating system, there are different types of operating system. This Raspberry will allow any operating system. Okay, it will allow all the operating system. You can, you can install any operating system, no matter for that. But again, the manufacturer of the Raspberry Pi has given some suggestion, or they have recommended us to use some of the operating system. When you are going to use those operating system, you will be getting the performance better. So because they have worked with it and then they got some result, they performed the experiment and they finally concluded that yes, so and so operating system on this device will give you the better output than other operating system. So they have concluded it. They have given suggestion here. If you talk about Raspberry Pi, although many operating system can run on Pi, means on Raspberry Pi, many operating systems are able, means many operating system can work, means it will perform, means you can perform by installing any operating system. But the founder of this Raspberry Pi and all the they have given suggestion is that the popular Linux distribution is the recommended. So the Linux distributor is recommended. So whichever operating system came from Linux distributor, better to use those, so that the performance will be comparatively good. Okay, and it's a good choice. That is what they will see. And among the Linux distribution, they have given the first one is the Raspberry. Raspberry is a kind of operating system, okay, where we can use, or where you can use for the Raspberry Pi model, any model like 4, 3, anything. Okay, and this Raspberry is released by the Raspberry Foundation. Okay, so the Raspberry Pi Foundation, they have released this, okay, this Raspberry, and Raspberry is a desktop based one. Okay, so it's a desktop based operating system where you can install it, okay, and get execute your instruction. Okay, so and that is what I can say. See, defaultly they are saying that officially distributions and this the Raspberry is the good choice. They are saying that the Raspberry is the good choice for the Raspberry Pi. This is a kind of operating system. Other one they have suggested is the Occidentalis. Okay, other one is the Occidentalis. This is a customized version of the Raspberry Pi, it's a modified version of the Raspberry Pi only. Okay, but here, unlike the Raspberry, you need not to connect the external connection. Means, let us consider if any project is required, the what I can say keyboard and then the monitor and all. Then if you use this second one, you no need to connect those things. You can remotely you can control all those things. So you remotely you can. So here you can avoid the keyboard and monitor and all those things. Okay, so remember these things. Because of this you can achieve this advantage. So keyboard and monitor you cannot connect, and you can directly remotely, means you can connect it to remotely by default. Because if you use this operating system, no need to separately bring your keyboard and monitor and all those things. Directly you can control by the remote control. So in this way you can use the uh, operating system. But remember one thing here, but for any Internet of Things, they have suggested for the Internet of Things work, something such as Adafruit's distro is recommended. So this is a kind of operating system they have recommended for the, if you are to use this Raspberry Pi for the Internet of Things, then they have used they have suggested for this kind of operating system where, okay, where again the keyboards and the monitor is not to be connected. Definitely, when you talk about like your IoT, at all the time we need not to connect a keyboard and monitor and all, right? So we can connect, we can control with mobile phone also. So that is why what they are saying is that you install that particular operating system so that you can control remotely. That is what they have suggested for the IoT purpose. Okay, and also another SSH is there. SSH means secure seals are there inside this Raspberry Pi, and also whatever they have told, right? So this one, so these two are having the secure seals. Okay, and it is defaultly will be coming with that particular operating system, that you can always, you need not to secure your cells separately. So it's automatically, defaultly it will come. So you cannot, so you can connect to the console remotely, right? That is what, because of the security cell you can connect remotely. You can connect anything to remote, means you can control by the remote. That is what they are saying. So remember one thing, these two are important for the Raspberry Pi, the operating system what they have recommended. Still you can get, for if you connect to any other things, that also no problem, still you can get it. But if you use those things, then some benefits are there and good choice if you are going for any education purpose and all, and if you are using this Raspberry Pi, those things are good. That is what they are suggesting. Okay, like, and one more thing here is when you are going to connect the power, or whenever you are giving the power using the USB port, or using your USB from your laptop, you need to take care of one thing, a sustainable power should be uh, supplied. Otherwise your boot up may not be happen. So boot up will be happening when you are going to apply power to the that particular board. Because there are some system which can have the fluctuations in the voltages also. So if any fluctuations are there which is not supporting to that particular board, then it won't be boot up. So once you are not able to boot up, means you have to check your connections. Okay, and then you need to provide a good power supply. But don't apply or don't supply more than 5 volts or more than 3 amperes of current. Okay, if you apply more than these two, then your what I can say, your board will be blast, because they are not giving any protection. Okay, regarding this voltage, if you are applying more than 5 volts, still the board is protecting, then that is good, but they did not give any protection for this particular Raspberry Pi. If you apply more than 5 volts, then there is no protection, definitely the board will be blast, and hence you know you cannot use it further. Okay, so that is what you should remember, one thing. Okay, and as I said, you know the power when you are connecting the power, also you have to look how much power you can give. So you can also connect with the charger, but don't connect charger which is providing more than 5 volts or more than 3 amperes current. So if that is the case, then avoid that particular cable or that particular charger, okay, to give the power supply to the Raspberry Pi. So you can connect directly from your laptop and then you can give. Okay, so and you can get your boot up of your Raspberry Pi. Okay, so and once boot up is done, easily you can communicate, right? So once everything is okay, you connected everything, you have given power correctly, okay, nothing issues are there, then you can now you can communicate with the device. So you can send the data, you can receive the data, you read, you dump, you okay, whatever you want you can do it. So okay, so all those things are going to can be done after the connections and giving the power supply is in a correct manner. Okay, that things. Okay, so this is what finally what they are saying is Linux, if you use, will be giving the better result when compared to the things, and they are giving extra advantages. The secure cells are going to provide inside this particular this one operating system. So they are suggesting us to use the Linux distributors operating system only. And then we will talk about, after that we will talk about the languages. Okay, so as we have discussed in the Arduino, if you recall your Arduino, in Arduino you are writing some kind of modified version of the C++ language, and then you are executing your program. If you want to do something, then you have to write down the language, means you write down the program and you can get finish your work. Same thing here also, without writing any code you cannot execute the program. So definitely you can write down the program and you have to execute your this one instruction. Now here what happening here, again the founder of this Raspberry Pi have given some guidance to us that, so if you use the Python language or Python program, then it would be better for the educational programming. So if you are going to use this for the educational purpose, so better to use the Python program. So they have suggested that we need to write on the Python program, and nowadays Python is becoming so popular and it's very easy when compared to the C and C++ also. If you see the instructions and all, writing codes and all and everything, then definitely it is easier than the C and C++. So that is why most of the people prefer for the Python only, and Raspberry Pi introduced just recently only. That is why they are also trying to okay mold in a position that their program should be in the Python. So in this way we can get, so that is why you see the one choice to be made is which the programming language and environment you want to use. Here is they are saying that the Python. So Python language is a good for the educational programming. Okay, so this is the guidance that they have given. So this is what the guidance they have given. We can use any other if needed, but if you use Python, then that is better. That is what they say. And there are some advantage which we are going to get, are some easier things are there, okay, which our Python can make the easier things. So Python will almost certainly make following task easily. So some task will make Python easier when compared to any other programming. What are those? Now if you see here, handling strings of data characters. The first one is the handling strings of data characters. This is one of the advantage which we will get in the Python when compared to other one. Other one is the complete avoiding, okay, the handle memory management. Memory management is completely avoided here. So no need to worry about the memory management. Okay, so that is all, because you can also use here tools are there, right? So some online tools are there, you can use from the online and you can use it. So no need to bother about the memory management. Okay, and it can make call internet service and parsing data received. So it can also call to the internet service, okay, and passing the data to the about data received. So these all things can be done using the Python, whereas other language cannot be done these things. Okay, that is why for the educational purpose, better to use the Python program for the Raspberry Pi. That is what their intention. Again, connecting database and more complex processing. If you use more complexity programs and all, still it is supporting. Okay, it is connecting database directly to the more complex processing. So these all are things are the advantage what we are going to get over the other languages. Hence, better to use Python language for the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Then after this language, okay, we will go for debugging. As we have discussed in the Arduino, here also there is a some, we will be getting some syntax error if you are not declaring variable correctly. Okay, and if you are doing any additional classes program, then definitely it will be having some problem while you are running the. So here, this, while Python is a compiler, also catches several syntax and attempt to use the undeclared variables. So as your Arduino, here also same problem you will be getting. Okay, if you are not declaring the variable, if you are having syntax error, then definitely it shows the error that you have to eliminate, and then you have to run the program. That what you can see. It is a primitive language which performs the greater number of calculations runtime. That is what I told you, right? So it can perform the greater calculations at runtime. So it can applicable for the complex programs, and so it can run the calculation time more. Okay, so that is what the advantage of this Python. So, but if any additional classes or program error, if you are getting any additional programming error and all, then you won't be getting any problem while you are running the program. But if you run same program after 10 days or 2 days or 3 days or after 1 month, then your program may go crash. Your program may crash down. Your program may be failing. So that is the thing we need to take care while you are writing the program and you are debugging. Okay, so this is what regarding your, once your writing program is correct, then no problem at all you will be getting. Right, like then debugging, after debugging similar to the Arduino, again here also we need to means discuss, means they have found some nodes on the hardware. So simply what we have discussed in the Arduino also same thing. So what are the things are there, how many voltage we are applying there, okay, what are the advantage, what are the drawbacks are there in this, like that they are talking about. So here generally 8 input output pins we will be most probably we are going to use in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, there we can communicate, or you can connect the things, and then you can get all the outputs, or you can provide any inputs and all. You can use those input output general purpose input output pins, and then you can go all those things. And here the Raspberry Pi are not individually labeled, means the whatever 40 pins I told, right, all are not having a space for a specific purpose, not like that. Okay, depending upon your, you can connect any of pin and you can get your output, but not a particular specific pin. Like in Arduino, unlock pins are there for 1 to 5, 1 to 6. Output pins are there from like 2 to 13, like we said, right? Here not, each and every things are not labeled. Okay, so you just connect it and you can get your output. And here if you talk about the voltage, as we discussed in Arduino also, 3.3 voltage to 5 voltage you need to apply. And if you are applying more than the voltage, I told you previously, your this one, your board will be blast. So your board will be blast. Yes, your blood will be blast. So you should remember these things. Okay, and also one more thing here is they did not give any protections of the voltage. So voltage protection is not given in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so be careful while you are applying voltages. When you are doing the project, or whenever you are coming and doing lab experiment, you should not apply more than 5 volts. If you apply more than 5 volts, then the Raspberry Pi will be blast, and cost of the Raspberry Pi will be depending upon the specification, 5,000 to 10,000, or it may be having 3,000 also. Okay, depending upon specification, and this cost will be lost. So be careful while you are handling the board. Okay, so while you are giving the power supply. And one more drawback here is, drawback in the sense they did not include here, is the there is no A to D conversion. Analog to digital conversions is not there inside the Raspberry Pi. Okay, like your Arduino. In Arduino, what is there? So in Arduino, you are having 10-bit resolution of ADC pin. So ADC bits are they use, means we are having their ADC conversion, 10-bit resolution they have used. But here we don't have any ADC or analog to digital conversion. So zero analog to digital conversion. So here we can say here, so analog to digital conversion is not there here. And if you want to connect the analog sensor to the Raspberry Pi, let us consider whatever sensor we have taken in the laboratory yesterday's in the last lab. If you want to take same sensor, and if you want to provide the input to the Raspberry Pi, then you need to use the separate external hard disk to convert analog to digital conversion. Otherwise, it won't be giving you the output, because A to D conversion module is not present in the Raspberry Pi. So remember one thing: externally you should apply the these things. What I can say, A to conversion. Okay, that is why the sensor, electronic sensor connected will be very limited to the Raspberry Pi. They are not, uh, means people are going to connect, less chances are there to connect the electronic sensor. Like your, if you see your photo cells kavuchu, right? Temperature sensor, potentiometer, okay, so on, whatever devices are there which is reading the analog data and which can give the analog to the board, for all those kind of uh, sensors, you need to provide the separate external hard disk ADC. Okay, external, see here, external hard disk you need to uh, keep, so that you can convert your analog data to digital data. Okay, similarly, as I said, you can, you can connect your power from USB, from your laptop, your computer, okay, from your your power USB hub. Okay, variety are there, means different procedure is there, are different varieties are there. You can, provide the power from anywhere, but the only criteria here is you should take care of the power, how much you are applying, not more than 5 volts and more than 3 amperes. That is what you should remember. And if your connection is good, and if you are applying the power also enough, good enough, then definitely your, the Raspberry Pi will be boot up automatically. If your power is not going to boot up, means your board is not going to boot up, then definitely you have to see your power cable and how you are applying, what kind of power you are going to apply. All those things you have to see. Okay. Yes, last one is OpenSys. So OpenSys means similar to Arduino, how we have discussed there also. It's a kind of open source software. So open source drivers are there. You can install all those drivers and you can, update your device. Similar things here also. Okay, so many things are there here, because more number of variables are there. All those components are highly open only in the market. So you can find out all those drivers and all those, the requirement for the Raspberry Pi. You can download from the website of your this one, Raspberry Pi. Okay, so means like whatever, if you want to use the OS like Linux distributed, such as Raspberry or ARM video code drivers and all those things are openly available, so that you can, you can go and download and then you can use it in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, no need to pay and all. Everything is like open source. You can go and apply those things and you can get your output. And also, you know, like if any update is there, any modifications is there, or any drivers to be installed, latest version driver, those things also will be updated. Okay, those things also will be updated. But remember one thing here, how to use, what are the changes are there, okay, how to install, after installing those driver, what are changes going to be happen, all those things you should, okay, see from the user manual again. Means they will, you know, the same team can provide you the materials, certain materials or PDFs, or like your, you know, what I can say, your user manuals, they can provide. You can get the information from those user manual, and then you can get your output. That is what, you know, you can complete your task. Okay, so in this way you can use your Raspberry effectively. We hope still development is going on, much more development has to become, because this is fourth or fifth version, fourth version of Raspberry Pi only. So lots of changes may happen in the future, and we hope that the Raspberry Pi also will be effectively used in the Internet of Things also. Here we can use it, but they have given some suggestion. We need to follow those suggestions and all, but not like your Arduino. Now if you search in Google IoT device related project, most of the time 99% of time people prefer people with the Arduino, but educational project people are doing like your Raspberry Pi. So both are equal importance. One is for education purpose, other one is for like IoT and all. So physical computing is Arduino, and this is one for the educational things. So in this way your total, what I can say, Raspberry Pi will look like. And tomorrow I will discuss these other notable platforms. With this, your second chapter, third chapter will be over. So all these things are there. So okay, so very small topic, very small chapters now. Please read day by day so that you will be getting good marks. Okay, because everything are small chapters. Whatever PDF I am giving you and whatever PDF I already given, read those PDF, get those informations, okay, and then, you know, clarify your doubts and then get good marks. This subject helps you to improve your CGPA, because, you know, it's a kind of subject where you can score more, because first time you are studying, limited topics are there, so that you can gain marks and you can improve your CGPA. Okay, so that is what you can do. So with this, today I may end this session. If anybody has any queries and all, you can respond. Otherwise, we may end up the session. Okay. If anybody has any queries, you can respond. No? But everyone, please try to, you know, try to complete Coursera courses. Okay. So log in into Coursera and also complete those Coursera courses. Okay, so with this, I'll start the session. Thank you. Unar, are you active? Anybody is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, ma. Right then. Bye.
Thank you, sir.